I act because I absolutely love it. It's a compulsion. I cannot do it. I still get so excited discovering the head and heart of another person and trying through me to tell that person's story. It still excites me. I did my dissertation on the amazing director Peter Brook. I was obsessed with this book, The Empty Space, which he wrote years ago in the 70s, and it was on our curriculum in drama. But basically the whole idea of an empty space, and if an actor walks across that space, suddenly something has happened. The act of theatre has happened. And that kind of really excited me, that if you're in the moment, anything can happen in an empty space. You can do this anywhere. I will read as much as I can about the period, about the part, about whatever it needs. I tell directors and fellow actors I'm coming with my suitcase. By the end of the rehearsals, hopefully that case is a little hold all. So you gather all this stuff and all this research and all this living, but then you have to just let it all go. I grew up in a wonderful parish called Renmore in Galway. The sense of community there was extraordinary. It was about people. The house always was full of kids, full of aunts and uncles, full of neighbours. The door, I don't remember the door being shut as a child. I think some people get really lucky in life, and I think me and Orina, my sister, got so lucky with the parents we had. One of my fondest memories going to sleep as a kid was hearing the two of them chatting and laughing for hours. Like what they had to chat about after all these years being married was a beautiful sound as a child to fall asleep to. He was an amazing photographer, Dad. He just had an amazing eye with great skill, very, very steady, sensitive hand. His photography and his love of film, I think, all comes from the same place. I think he was an amazing storyteller. And if you were to pinpoint, going back further, why I love acting is that I think that's what actors are. They're great storytellers. Then there was Druid Theatre Company. I was quite young, I think about 11, 12, and I still remember the moment where I went to see Tom Murphy's Conversations of a Homecoming, and I couldn't believe that you got a ticket and you sat in a chair for 2.5 hours and you were transported to another world. It was like I was put on a magic carpet and sent to that pub in Tuam and heard about all these broken lives and these beautiful souls and their pains and their celebrations. And I'll never forget it as long as I live, ever forget it. It's an extraordinary play, like all his plays. And I remember coming out onto the lane afterwards and something inside went, I have to do this. I have to bring people on magic carpets like that. I thought it was magic. Tom Murphy. What craft, what vision, what darkness, what hope. When I open a script and read it for the first time, my heart actually nearly stops with the potential, what this will do to me and what that will do to the people who will eventually see it. You know within the first few pages, you know craft. And the writers aren't afraid to expose their darkness as well as their lightness. The writers who won't compromise. Frank McGuinness said, it's detrimental for a writer to censor themselves. It's detrimental for a person to censor themselves. And I think we have to be really clear in our voices and not censor, or I think art is gone. Things I am grateful for. Health is something I am so grateful for. Mental and physical health is a gift, and I don't take that for granted for a second. Seeing Dad struggle for so long with illness to stay in this world, I think if you're given the gift of health, you honour that as best you can, and you have as much fun and live every day to the best of your ability. So the people I've met through this profession has been probably the high. We're a fabulous, complex mess of resilience and hurt and love and pain. Being on the set, finding things, playing with people's imaginations. Yeah, a lot to be grateful for. I think meeting Brian was a huge moment. I remember the first time I was introduced to him, I remember an absolute clarity that I've never experienced. And I still look back in that moment and I thank the universe that he was introduced to me. This very decent, beautiful, honest, intelligent person. It was worth waiting for that soulmate to come along. If I could go back in time and give my younger self advice, I would say, don't be so hard on yourself. I was in such a rush to be at the top when there was no top. The top is each stage, each choice that you make. If you commit to that fully, then that's the top.